Today's topic is linear programming. So, before we start linear programming, let us understand what is linear programming. So, linear programming is one way that operations manager can determine how best to allocate their scarce resources. Now, if we see any industry, suppose we take production, in the production, there are scarce resources. Resources are scarce. Suppose if we consider the case of Maruti, it's a production plant which is producing cars. Now there will be some limitations. Limitation in terms of labor hours, limitation in terms of machine hours, limitation in terms of raw material. So resources are scarce. So linear programming is all about how we can optimize our profit, maximize our profit or minimize our cost, keeping in view the limited or scarce resources. So that is the objective that we achieve through linear programming models. So So what are the major application areas? So these are the five major application areas: product mix, ingredient mix, transportation mix, production plan, assignment. Now let us understand what is product mix. Although product mix is a marketing concept, but here we have applications of linear programming. We apply linear programming in the way. So product mix is all about that. Suppose a company is producing 10 products. Now all these 10 products will be produced in which proportion so that the profit is maximum. So this is a concept of product mix. Now how LP helps in that? So in by linear programming, we can take decision regarding this, that which product should be produced in which quantity so that the profit is maximum. So there are basically two types of linear programming. One is maximization problem, another is minimization problem. So today we'll focus on maximization problem. Now before we go for maximization, let us understand what are the basic fundamental characteristics of linear programming problems. Number one, it should have a well-defined single objective. Now what is objective in linear programming? Objective are generally two types. Either it is maximization objective or minimization. Just like if a company is trying to maximize the profit. So it's a case of profit maximization. But suppose if it wants to minimize the time, just like if we take the example of suppose a transportation company, it is moving material from sources to destination. Suppose there are 3 plants and they are having 4 warehouses. So from 3 plant to 4 warehouses, how effectively they move the material so that the total cost is minimum. So that is the objective function of a transportation company like FedEx, DHL, TNT. So number one, they should have a objective. Number two, there must be alternative courses of action. Number three, the total achievement of the objective must be constrained by scarce resources or other restraints. So as we discussed, that scarce resources, there is always scarcity of resources, which in linear programming we express as constraints. So suppose labor hour of Maruti is a constant. Maruti can in a day suppose they can operate for 16 hours. So 16 hours is a constraint, or they are having in their assembly floor. Suppose they are having five assembly floors. So that is a constraint. They are having only 5 assembly lines. So resources are scarce. And finally, the objective and each of the constraints must be expressed as linear mathematical functions. As we all know, what is a linear mathematical function? Linear means it's a equation of the form 3x plus 4y is equal to some constant. So there should not be any square or cube term. So it should not be a linear, it should not be a parabola, hyperbola sort of or a logarithmic equation. We take a this linear equation. We work on linear equation only. Now our next is how to formulate a LP problem. Suppose we are having a linear programming problem. How to formulate? What are the steps of formulation? So we'll see in details in a problem. So first of all, we define the objective. That is the first step. Whether it's a profit maximization or it is a cost minimization or even time minimization. So first step is to define the objective. Next, we define the decision variables. Decision variables are those variables on which we are going to take the decision. That means, suppose if in a manufacturing company, what is my decision variable? Suppose what are the number of production? Suppose they are producing 2 products. So what are the number of 2 products that they are going to produce? That's a decision variable. Step 3 is write the mathematical function for the objective. So next we write the mathematical function for the objective. Okay, so I will show you how to write a mathematical function. Next step is write a 1 or 2 description of each constraint. Now what is the constraint all about? Whether it is labor hour, whether it is raw material availability, whether it is time availability, whatever be the constraints, we will write about the constraint. Such and such is our constraint in our problem. Next, we write the right hand side of each constraint. And in the constraint writing, we use these 3 symbols. Now, what are these 3 symbols? Equal to, less than equal to, or greater than equal to. So, these are the 3 symbols generally that we use while we write the constraint. Next, we write the decision variable on left hand side of each constraint. We write the decision variable. And finally, we write the coefficient for each decision variable in each constraint. Now let us take a small case or a small problem and try to understand. We'll just try to formulate a linear programming problem. Now, so I will just give a summary of what is this linear programming all about. Now this is again, it's a Cycle Trains. It's a company which is going to introduce 2 new lightweight bicycle frames. Those are deluxe and professional. Now the anticipated unit profits are $10 for deluxe, for 1 unit of deluxe, and $15 for the professional. The number of pounds of each alloy needed per frame is summarized on the next slide. A supplier delivers 100 pounds of the aluminum alloy and 80 pounds of the steel alloy weekly. How many deluxe and professional frames should Cycle Train produce? Now let us understand that what is given in this problem and what we need to calculate. So we need to calculate it is said that how many deluxe and professional frames should the company produce. So that is our decision variable. We can take x1. We take x1 as deluxe, number of deluxe, x2 as number of professional frames. Now our supplier delivers this much amount and 100 pounds of aluminum alloy. So this 100 pounds of aluminum alloy is one of our constraints, that the raw material availability is this much. It is not more than 100 pounds. And if you see the profitability from each unit profits are $10 and $15. For deluxe it is $10 and for professional it is $15. So these are all the data given, and in the next slide this is the that for deluxe, how much alloy is aluminum alloy and steel alloy is required? This many pounds. And in professional, 4 pounds and 2 pound of steel alloy. So given this problem, we will formulate this as a linear programming problem. So let us come to the linear programming problem formulation. So as usual, we will first define the objective. Now if we see that obviously our maximum total weekly profit, this is our objective. We want to maximize the profit here. We are given the profit data. Decision variable x1 is the number of deluxe frame and x2 is the number of professional frame. So this we are going to calculate x1 and x2. So from this data now we can calculate, we can write a function, the linear, what is called objective function of the linear programming. So how can we write that? Max z, that means z is a function which is to be maximized. So max z, that is equal to 10 into x1. x1 is the number of deluxe frame and 10 pound, and 10 is the profit. $10 is the profit per this one deluxe frame. So 10, this much profit is from deluxe frame, 10x1, and 15x2, this much profit is from the professional frame. So our total profit is max z equals 10x1 plus 15x2. Now we have to write a 1 or 2 word description of now what is our constraint. As I described, aluminum available and steel availability is our constraint. So we have a definite quantity of raw material. It's not infinite that we can use. So that is my constraint. So the right hand side of each constraint is 100. If we see, the right hand side is 100. That is my availability. 100 of aluminum and 80 pound of steel. So that is my right hand side. So how do we write the coefficient, the decision variable? That is 2 into x1 plus 4 into x2 is less than equal to 100. If you see the right hand side of this is given in numerical terms, that means it is mentioned in the problem that 100 pounds is the availability and 2 into x1. So in one deluxe we require 2 pounds. So that is 2 into x1 plus 4 into x2, that is less than equal to 100. So this is our one equation, and another equation is 3 into x1 plus 2 into x2, that is less than equal to 80. So two equations. First one is for aluminum and the second is for steel. So that is all about our formulation problem.